I'm going to recap the 1 seed Florida men's basketball win against 1 seed Houston, 65-63. So what exactly happened? I apologize for looking down because I can memorize all this stuff. And I'm going to say this briefly. This felt like the 1 seed Duke versus the 1 seed Houston men's basketball game on Saturday. As in, one team led for the majority of the game, but the team who didn't lead the most won the game. That's what happened here. And you know what's crazy is Houston was actually up 42-30, but after that point, in the 16 minutes 24 seconds left in the game, Houston only scored 21 points. Florida scored 35. So at halftime, as we all know, it was a tight game, 31-28. And Florida did score 37 points in the second half, while Houston scored 32. But there's obviously more to the game than that. That's why I'm going to go the last minute of the game in the stats. And then, after all that, I'll go like a roster outlook stuff for next year. And this is pending transfer portal and NBA draft for those who can do that. So I'm just going to make that clear. So around like 52 seconds left, LJ Cryer turned the ball over which was stolen by Alex Condon, and around by Florida. And around 46 seconds left, Joseph Tugler fouled, and Elijah Martin went to the line, made both free throws to make it 64-63. Florida did call a timeout, and it was a steal by Will Richard around 26 seconds left, like right after the turnover by Emmanuel Sharp from Houston. And obviously Houston had to foul. Emilis Uzan fouled around 19 seconds left, and Denzel Aberdeen went to the line, missed the first free throw, which left the door open, but made the second to make it 65-63. And Houston did call timeout, and they got a cross in to try to get a shot off, while Emmanuel Sharp, he tried to go up for a shot. He decided not to shoot it, and the ball landed straight down. And you cannot touch the ball if it goes straight to the floor, when it's like you decide to try to shoot it, but instead you don't, because that would be up and down as in a turnover. And he did turn the ball over technically, and Alex Con got the steal, and that was the game right there. So you didn't even get a shot off. Wow. I will say Houston did have some big runs in the game, but nothing like 10-0, like aka kill shot. Like that's what Evan Miyakawa, on evanmiya.com refers to that, and because it's an important stat, as we all know. And the crazy thing is, Florida didn't even lead. They only led like less than 65 seconds into the game. So I'm going to go with the stats now. And Houston didn't shoot the ball great, especially like from that 42-30 lead at one point. And Florida even got 2 technical fouls in this game, one on the bench. But I will say, after that, the refs were calling a lot more stuff. And obviously the second one was obviously like the ball, he threw when the guy threw the ball straight down and went back up and didn't catch it. That's a technical foul by rule. So Houston shot 34.8% from the field on 69 attempts. They only made a quarter of their threes 24% on threes on 25 attempts. 64.3% on free throws on 14 attempts. 39 rebounds, 15 offensive, 5 assists, 5 steals, 6 blocks, 9 turnovers, which is not a bad number, and 19 fouls. And they did have 17 bench points. However, they only had like one double-digit score. That was LJ Cryer with 19 points, but he did that on 18 shots and only made 6 field goals overall, 4 for 11 on threes. And I'm like surprised that he didn't even take the last shot. He probably might have tried, but you get the whole point. You could look at the highlights and all this. And they did have like 5 players score 6 or more points in this game combined for 8 plus 6. That's 14 plus 8. That's 22. Plus 8, that's 30. Plus 9, that's 39 points. So, yeah. Only one player scoring, other player scoring in the game had 5. And Florida did have how many bench points? 5 plus 2, that's 7 plus 7, that's 14 bench points. So they did win. They didn't win that category. However, they had 3 double-digit scores that combined for 11 plus 12, that's 23, plus 18, that's 41 points. And 2 other players scored 6 or more points in this game combined for 14 points, 7 plus 7. And Florida didn't shoot the ball good either. I mean, 39.6% on 53 attempts. So Houston took 16 more shots, and they still didn't win the game. 25%, you made a quarter of your threes on 24 attempts, 81% on free throws on 21 attempts. 40 rebounds, 8 of those offensive, 14 assists, 7 steals, 5 blocks, 13 turnovers, 11 fouls. Now I'm going to go with the points on turnovers, points in the paint, and fast break points as well. And points on turnovers did favor Florida, believe it or not, 10 to 9. However, fast break points did favor Houston 4-2. Ultimately, Florida won the points in the paint battle 28-24. So there's no more games left, and obviously there's going to be a new AP poll coming out. Florida should be number 1. Houston should be number 2. I would say the other 2 Final Four teams should be there. And this is like the first national title for Florida since 2007. The first one since. And third one overall. While Houston, every time they've been to the national title game, this was their third attempt, they have lost it. As we all know, 1983, they lost it on the buzzer beater. The following year, they lost by 9 points. And now I'm definitely going to go over each team's like roster outlook in terms of like the number of players lost and all this. And granted, I know one player for Houston only played like 8 games this year due to injury. And he hadn't played since December 10th. So he probably has another year of eligibility. And it's Raymond Walker Jr. And that is if he even decides to stick around at Houston. This is pending transfer too, of course, and NBA draft. So they definitely lose LJ Cryer, Javier Harris, Jerron Roberts, and Malik Wilson. So that's 4 guys, at least. And we all know Houston does have a good recruiting class when you look at it. I mean, they already got a transfer portal commit. They already do. Yeah, they do have like 4 players coming in, so that. But that's still like pending transfer portal. What if they lose other guys? And I'm not going to say who it is or anything like that because I have no earthly idea in all this. Now I'm going to go with the Florida side of things real fast on how many players definitely gone. And this is pending like I said, transfer portal. And what if you have like a season-ending injury and you actually had another year of eligibility? For all I know. So Florida only loses like Walter Clayton Jr. He didn't have a great game, but he made big shots when it mattered. And Elijah Martin, that's a definite loss. And Will Richard, yes, they do have Bennett and Anderson, but he doesn't really play. So, you know, and now I'm going to go over like the Florida recruiting. And they do have like 2 guys. All right, like that's for the high school level. So we'll have to wait and see what they do in the offseason. And if there was a year that Calvin Sampson was going to win a national title, it might have been this one. But look at me, good guys gone. I mean, some of them. And yeah, I know they have Milos Uzan potentially coming back, and same thing goes for Terrence Arnold. But you never know these days with the transfer portal. You never know. And all this, and maybe some of those high school guys would take be upgrades for the guys the guys that are pertaining on the roster. And you can't deny that point. So we're going to wait and see what happens in the offseason for both. And I will go to like the last AP top 25 / my top 10. And I'm going to just preface this right now. I do it based on results base. As in, like, if you made the top Sweet 16, you're in my top 16. Obviously, Elite 8, Final Four, national title, then there's a runner right behind them. And I do it like on the point difference too, just to make it make more sense, in my opinion, instead of like basing it on the overall season here. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, like I said, for both of these teams in the offseason. And I know Houston's losing an assistant. I know they are. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe, and see you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Course ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So money at this course. Like video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithms. So more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button, ring the notification bell as well.